Welcome to the Peppercorn Boys, and this is the group chat. And that.
I like, as we were doing that, Bruno was picking something off his tongue. I hope that stays in.
It's not because it's pre-third club.
What do you mean pre-third club?
Like my club. Or does that pick it up for yours?
I'm sure, because if you haven't... why can't I speak?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got something else going on you need to go deal with.
Hello?
Hello? Luca's trying to get in. We're good. Here he comes.
Hello, kid.
Oh, and he's in. We got the big man in the podcast.
What's up, big
What
guy?
you doing?
What's
Do you want to go up on the bed?
That's what I was going to... If he can get...
Good lad.
You did that very smooth.
Good boy.
You avoided everything.
He's in. Settled. Such a top man.
He's not sure.
He's like, big man, did you just lock that door?
Why is everyone sat like this?
So why is there lights on here, guys? I'm usually just playing Fortnite, relaxing. Like, relaxy cab, like, taxi cab. Anyway, he's relaxed.
Right.
Have we actually started the podcast? I have interest.
I think
Are we leaving all this in?
No, I think...
I don't know.
I feel like we leave it in.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if we didn't, it wouldn't be our true self, which would be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That this podcast is not exactly how it seems.
Oh.
This is our raw, unadulterated
Whoa.
selves.
Yeah.
And this episode is the conspiracy episode of the Peppercorn Boys.
And it's probably our 5th in-person one as well.
Wow.
It is, yeah. And we tried to do it in different rooms, but you've seen this room before. It had the illustrious Poppy in.
Yeah.
Oh, I did, yeah.
But we were switched around. We were over here somewhere. Bruno was where we are, maybe.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Somewhere
yeah.
like that?
You were on the bed.
We were on the bed, and Joe had a bad
He had
rib.
his broken ribs.
Was
mate.
that during that time?
Did you have broken ribs during Poppy?
Yes.
Really? Oh, we had a lot going on.
Busy.
Or did he? No, broken ribs was
He was just tired.
you two alone.
Yeah,
He was just tired.
Always tired.
He's always
And
tired.
he does Post Malone
Post Malone.
tattoos. Yeah, always
Yeah.
tired. Right there.
Very good. I know, as we said at the start, this episode is the conspiracy episode.
Yeah.
And we're going to get deep and into our favourite conspiracies very shortly. But we just want to kind of round up exactly what's happened since your last podcast. Because there was something I wanted to bring up.
Is there? Yeah, I've got a couple things too. Yeah.
Because obviously we went to see Matt Rife.
We did go see
I need to hear about this.
Well,
Matt Rife for life.
This is new
Life
for me.
of
I'm
Rife.
listening.
Matt Rife was really good.
Really good.
And he also did so much more crowd work than I anticipated. I thought there'd be like an hour of his work and then maybe like 10, 15 minutes crowd work. He kind of intertwined it with...
It wasn't a traditional set at all. Like from the get-go. It was one of his friends, opener, then him, which was partly...
An hour
partly obviously his material and then whatever he got from the crowd. But like we were talking on the way back, he kind of like you can kind of lead the crowd.
Yeah, it's very clever way. He's very quick, but he's also purposely pushing him a certain way to get back to the narrative he needs.
And then there was an intermission, which I've never had an intermission at.
He wasn't sure about him.
At a comedy show, and it was a bit weird. And then he brought out another
friend of his
as a second warm up, and then it was so it was just a good night all around.
It was really good, and like we were saying, he intertwines his material into the crowd work, and I don't know how he does that.
It's
because
very clever.
It's a complete lottery what he's getting. Yeah. But he kind of works it enough until he goes, oh, there's an opening, and then he kind of works it back to the bit he was at. Yeah. It was very different to what I've seen before as far as stand up.
Joe. Yeah. If you were going to a Matt Rife, actually no, scrap that. If you were going to a comedy night, let's say. The only one that pops to mind is Jimmy Carr and stuff like that. But if you're going to a comedy show, what would you wear?
What would I wear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a big decision. Because you could go really plain, and that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Because that can work the other way. Or you can go really over the top and just get into it. And just expect the onslaught of whatever comes. Mm-hmm. I'd probably wear... Probably not what I'm wearing now.
My clothes.
Your workout clothes. Yeah. I'll go straight from work. Just wearing my meditative stuff, see what happens, because you can't pick on that, surely.
It's not to pick on, but Scott said that it's not, people don't normally dress like that for comedy shows. And Lissy and I were very much like, we dress up. You dress up to go to a show. Yeah.
It's a show. This is how I see it.
I would not dress any less than I was that night.
No, you weren't dressed up. I was saying
How was everyone dressed though? How was everyone dressed out of interest?
Like they were going to Ocean's 11 to film. I mean, slits up to here, long dresses, pearls.
Well, everyone else.
Guys are in
or was that Bruno?
suits. There was people in like chino tops, like with tucked in shirts.
It's a night out, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just think it was particularly intense because it's Matt Rife.
Yeah.
And the women are trying to impress him.
Yeah.
And I think that's the gap. Right?
It is mental.
I'm just saying, if you saw Joe Pasquale, I think you'd see a few more hoodies.
Oh, yeah. And not just the women impressing him, I think the men are posturing as well, because like that's peak male performance you're getting there.
But it's so tough because you're going out, like a comedy show is still like a theatre type evening, and you're going out for it. So it depends on, you'll just get older people in their sort of posher clothes, going out clothes, and that's what I think that we had. And Wales is just a little bit like white trash in it, so it's like
easy.
That's mad.
We have to live it.
I just thought it was intense. I've not been to a comedy show. I've watched a lot of comedy. I've not been to a show, so I can't really hold it up to anything. But it just felt. I got there and I thought we were going to a casino. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were going to a high-end casino.
If you guys were picking me up on the way and I was going with you, I wouldn't know what I was.
Would you wear a tux?
No.
Okay.
I think I'd probably wear jeans,
like a nice shirt, not a shirt you wear around the house.
Yeah, like a
t-shirt,
a button-up checkered shirt or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
and
that's what I expect.
And that's what I think was.
Nah.
All right.
Not a chance.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
it was majority smart clotes, whereas
it was more women than men. By the way, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've just never seen women turn up in like straight up full-on gowns.
Yeah.
But
the reason
big question with
the reason that Scott thinks it was a casino when he turned up is I got something bad news for our show. Right, we could be Peppercorn, like we could be relegated because Scott found a new BFF this night.
I heard about this. I heard about it.
He knows very minimal about it.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
And then pre-show, Scott was gambling with him. He was enabling this drunk Welsh Liverpool fan, to bet
you seem to know more
and
about
gamble.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
And gambling with someone else who's drunk is very.
I felt like a fight could happen.
It's a risk.
But I couldn't. I was in a box. I was in that. I was stuck. The reason, by the way, going back to the thing, I wore a hat to this show. Brendan thought it was going to be an issue. I wore, and it was like a hat.
Okay.
Because he thought he was going to Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
I mean, he thought Fedora or
Why
nothing.
do you say Ocean's 11? Do you mean Oceania? Like I was going on the club night
No, I mean
out?
like Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Okay.
There's a film, they went into a casino.
When I think of a Matt Rife show, I think of Bass Pro hats.
Right, yeah.
That's
what I think it is.
If it was a comedy club, then different, but it was
It was a
you might be right. You might be right.
I saw Parkway Drive there. Were we supposed to wear ball gown?
And you got to remember, we are also part of the illustrious alum that perform at the Cardiff Arena.
Yeah, I talked about this. Bruno ripped me. I think because I sent you the video. It was basically the stairs to go upstairs. If you've worked there, what will happen is...
Quite iconic now.
Yeah, there's a barrier in which basically where the fans are upstairs, it actually is just where the locker rooms are. So it's very minimal stopping you from getting to where backstage is. But the stairs gave us like a PTSD of just pure nerves. And I sent this to him. I sent it to Bruno and he completely ripped me apart. Because he can't handle the fact that we're successful now. We made it. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
We're basically all elite.
I said in the car on the way home, I think I did genuinely hurt his feelings. Do you know Howard Wolowitz in Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Where he's always talking about how he went to space.
Yeah.
And I felt like Scott was always there.
The brothers are going to cling on to this extra work for the rest of
the problem is, I brought it up like 3 times. That's what hurt me more. Because I feel like I should have been saying it more. And then I realised, I should keep all my success to myself. So my mate next to me, Kyle or whatever his name was, what's his name? Josh. I sat down and we're 4 rows from the front. And which is a bit worrying at a comedy show where he's going to do crowd work, but we were slightly to the side and I felt a little bit more comfortable with it. But we put Lissy in the middle because she's smaller and Bruno and I are 2XL.
I wouldn't lump you in with me.
I'm not a normal size, I'll say that. I wasn't the same size as Joshua.
No.
What size was Joshua?
A normal man.
Okay.
160, sobbing wet.
Yeah.
Maybe 5'7".
Not acceptable.
Unacceptable height.
I don't think I could ever be that size.
I'd be worried about you.
I think you at your smallest would be 190, 6'2", 6'3". I think that's like your normal. Imagine John Terry.
I wouldn't look weird.
No, Harry Maguire.
Well, you got down to, what was it, 215 for Arizona?
But he was also a child.
And I'm about 215 now. So I'm about where Bruno was. And Bush as well.
I mean,
after that Stroganoff, actually, yeah.
You know, an average male height in this country as well, including Wales, is 5'7".
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And I mean, you're 6'3", we're 6'2".
Yeah.
5'7".
I'm 245 pounds.
We need to do better because that isn't acceptable.
That's why we're not winning in the Olympics. Anyway, this guy, I sit next to him, and Bruno's got no one next to him yet, which is good because we don't want him to feel too uncomfortable. He ends up with very. I think we were quite small.
Yeah.
But I sit down with these two guys, and he looks at me. He's like a gingery guy. I'm going to say a name. I would say this guy looks like. Okay. Do you agree, Bruno? Is there a slight similarity here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Did he have the wet curtains like tied to the head? Like...
No, he had the like Phil Foden but ginger.
Oh, okay.
I think. Am I remembering this guy correctly? He was ginger because he kept bringing up the fact you were ginger as well.
I don't know if he was ginger.
Because the other guy kept saying, "Look at these two gingers in one line."
Maybe.
But anyway, his eyes weren't right when I sat down, so I thought, okay, I'm in for one here.
You are.
And the first bit that frustrated me was I thought I was going to get in a fight. Was when I pulled the seat down, his wallet and stuff was like that. It wouldn't go down, and he didn't react to it. And I was going like this, and I looked at him.
No, he was comfortably numb.
And he went, and then carried on, and he didn't move his leg. And I thought, I don't know what to do. Like, do I just
need to say? So
I ended up moving his wallet and just put it down. And he goes, "You all right?" And by the way, the way we're sat, he's like this. If you can't see, my legs are very wide.
A kid
yeah, I'm like this, and he's got restless leg right against my leg, and I'm like,
probably because of whatever's in his system.
And he goes, "I've waited 20 minutes to find out who's going to sit next to me, and it's you." That was his first words to me, and I went, "I appreciate that, and I do apologize. I can move if you need me to move." And he was like, "No, I just hoped it was like an attractive lady." He was like, "I hope it was an attractive lady." I was like, "That's."
Did you have a girlfriend?
He had a fiance and a child.
Oh wow!
Again, we know too much about this guy.
We've given.
After that, we kind of stopped talking, and I was like, okay. And every now and then he would say something like, a woman would come and sit down. And he goes, "Why couldn't that be a?" And I was like, "Just relax." And then I checked my phone for the England-Ireland score, and I went via Sky Bet responsibly.
Yeah.
And Rice had let me down, and all I hear is, "Who let you down?" And I went, "Declan Rice let me down." And he goes, "What was it?" And I said, "A foul." And he goes, "They didn't kick him. Being Irish." And I was like, "Well, that's my theory." And then he was like, "Oh, that's a shame." So he pulls his phone out.
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, you're right. I should do some betting." And I went, "What was that?" And then he goes, "I need to do roulette." And I went,
"I need to do roulette."
Yeah. And I went, "You don't." And he had £30 in it. And he goes, I put a fresh 30 in. And I went, okay. And he goes, "Pick a colour." And I went, "I don't want to do this because all I was thinking in my head is if I lose it, he's going to hit me and
or he'll ask you for the money.
Yeah, he was drunk enough that something bad could actually happen.
Yeah.
So he goes, "Yeah, what do you want, red?" And I go, "No," he didn't say that. I said, "Red." I said, "I'm Arsenal, you're Liverpool." He goes, "All right." And I thought he was about to put £1 on. He just hammered his finger till it hit 30 on red.
Oh my God.
And I was like, "No, not 30. I do not do 30. I said, "At least do 5 on black just or something."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah."
You got to be in it to win it.
He goes, and we went around. It was red. He kissed me. And then he went, £60. I said, "Put it away." And he goes, "Yeah, I will." He said, I'll be so good for next weekend." I said, "Yeah, perfect." Then time passed. We didn't really talk. And he goes, "Red or black?" And I went, "What?" And I went, "Black." And he went, "Okay." He put like 45 down. He goes, "Pick a number." The 60 went out. And it got down to £10. He lost it.
Oh.
And he said, "You did that."
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm out." And then he put the last fiver on 18. And he won £124.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, and he goes, "Drinks all around." So he went and got like 30 drinks.
Oh my God.
For all of us. And then later on in the show, he gets up every 5 minutes during the show.
Oh my God.
And the whole line had to get up. He walked up directly towards Matt Rife. Matt Rife would literally be like,
I feel like he wanted
someone, he wanted him to have a go.
Yeah.
Not only would that, he would vape
Yeah.
the whole way through it.
In there?
Yeah. He would film, even though they kept saying, "Do not film."
Okay.
And I was like, this is all happening next to me. I don't want the residuals here.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. And anyway, at the end of the night, we all said goodbye to him. And that was actually as far as it went.
Yeah.
But randomly, he did come back from one of his drinks. I forgot to say when I was in the toilet, put it all on black again. He had £227.
Oh my God.
And I was like, he goes, "That's going to be good for the weekend." And I said, "Just stop.
Yeah.
Bet responsibly."
I need to roulette when I'm drunk.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't. That was a bad idea. He just got away with it. But Matt Rife was good.
Very good, yeah.
One other thing before we start on the conspiracies, because that's
I've got a couple of things as well, I think.
One of them was, so Bruno is, he's a big lad. If he steps foot in your petrol station and his purchase was 3 Monsters and a Boost bar, how would you feel that man was acting? Because she must have been like, this guy needs energy. He's not just picked 3 energy drinks up. He's picked up the 1 chocolate bar in it that has guava in it. Like, so he wants more out of today. Albeit he ate one of a duo. The other one's in the fridge, by the way.
I ate that today.
Good work. Because you need the energy. And he didn't have a Monster or anything. He had a coffee. but again,
it was just when in Rome, you got to do it.
On road trips and stuff. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Road trips.
It was a 5 minutes to the shop. Yeah.
It is. To be fair, it is 40 minutes to Lampeter, so it's like back.
Yeah, all right. What have you got, bro?
I've got I'm gonna make it pepper or cornet, a quick pepper or cornet, and pepper or cornet TikToks that don't end. So it grabs you in. It could be like a minute to a 3 minute story.
Oh, and you never get a payoff.
And you never get the payoff.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen them on Instagram, but
because that's where adults watch TikToks is on Instagram.
And then you have to continue trying, like, part 2 of the video I just watched, part 3 of the video I just watched. It's
the worst.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's blue balls for your eyes.
Yeah,
it's blue eyeballs.
I'm gonna lightly cornet.
I'm
gonna lightly cornet
this
because I feel like they're doing something there, and we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you also, a side note, do you know when those videos are also on as well, there's normally like a little split screen and there's like 2 stuff going on?
Yeah,
that's specifically designed for it.
Yeah.
I'll shout out Dom in our NFL chat for saying that. He did a whole spiel of how all it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a generational thing. Like people, they won't listen to what you have to say unless you give them something to watch, like a car thing.
It's so weird.
It's like a toy car, guys. It's Theo Von quotes. And I'm just like, we're doomed, guys. The next generation.
We are doomed.
The only thing I'd say is that my positives to this is I'm a big fan of films that don't end. And
films that don't really go anymore.
My wife hates this.
Yeah. Because
I'll be like, this film's really good. Should we watch it? She goes, yeah. And then she builds up, and then right in, it's just nothing happens. And
the credits come up. Yeah.
She goes, that's the end. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, what happened then? I said, you got to figure it out. Just like,
use your imagination.
Yeah.
You need to pay off.
I'm thinking of The Wrestler.
Yeah.
That's like a cliffhanger, but you don't know. That one that's really sad, he puts a steak out for the dog. Star is Born. But there's one particular that we both really like, the film Comet.
Oh, yeah.
With Justin Long.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that.
If you don't like films that don't really go anywhere, don't watch it.
It's about the journey, though.
It's about the. It's very much. The journey ones. It's coming of age.
Yeah.
You enjoy the experience, the vibe of the film.
But go watch Comet. It's a romance, but I'd say it's like a real not a rom-com. It's like a real rom.
Okay.
Like real life-ish.
It's a drama. It's quite funny at times. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
More along the lines of 500 Days of Summer, so it's kind of emo.
All right. Okay.
But there's a bit more realism to it where it's like there's real arguments. It gets a bit September Ends video at some point. Do you know what I mean? Like it gets a bit, there's a lot going on here. But I just think it's a really good film. It's good acting. And I don't think that film goes anywhere. It does go somewhere, but it doesn't really give you the payoff maybe that you need. A lot of things do that.
I dread it when I watch a film with Lisa and
she hates it.
And I've picked the film.
Yeah, I do it.
And I'm loving it. And I'm loving the film. It's great. And then I know as soon as the credits start rolling, I'm waiting for that comment.
Yeah, what's the point of that?
There's so many times that she's going to pick a film that isn't going to be to suit you. Like it's here and there. You're not doing.
What you have to do is you have to drop yourself to it. So if she gives you jip, you have to give her a big jip.
Yeah, you have to say, remember when you made me watch 27 Dresses, even though it's a fantastic film.
I feel like guys are open to anything. Like I feel like even if it's like if a girl,
I don't know.
I think guys will find something in every film.
In any film or anything.
Anything. I think guys.
Because I delivered him some turkey bacon and rice yesterday.
I did.
He basically threw it at the wall. This guy put away over 12,000 calories in 2 days, and I went, I'm in control of your calorie intake today. I got him 3 turkey bacon rations with rice, Nando's salt, and chopped up cucumber because I was like, the boy needs hydrating and he needs some veggies.
I do.
Yeah. And this was his identical face.
Give me something.
Give me this.
I did not hide.
Joe, pass this to me. This is okay. That's the camera, Joe. Just so he's at work.
I made you this.
It's okay.
Thank you. And he did this with the cucumbers. And I went, you don't like cucumbers? He goes, no, I really don't like cucumbers. And he went, he like moved it around like that, and he went, and then that was the last I saw until I finished my food. I picked up the food and he'd almost made like sushi out of it. Like it was like a slab of rice and just a line of cucumbers on top. And yeah, thanks. That was, and I'm not even exaggerating any of that. He didn't know
I'm not having a retort to that. It's kind of true.
It is. So guys, I don't think go with it.
Hey, I was very grateful that you made me lunch. Sometimes I'm just very particular about certain things.
Sometimes.
And if there's things
sometimes
if there's things on the plate that I'm not too sure about, then it just it's just I should fake eat more. You're right.
Fake my heckles went up and they don't go up out of foot. I went out and I was like, and you said something through it and I went, and I was like, I was going to eat it in. That's what I wanted to eat it. And then later on, he knew he'd upset me. And he came in like maybe 45 minutes later. He goes, we didn't on here. And I was just watching TV.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And
it was like a sticky relationship.
Yeah, we were absolutely fine after that. But it was just, it was that first, it was deleted.
I will.
He was so close to going, I respect it, but I don't want it. And I would have been like, and I don't know.
I'd rather not eat.
Yeah. I'll just have some toast.
No, I'm so sorry. No, well, you are definitely correct. My face, I can feel my face and what.
Yeah, I felt every inch of it.
Oh God, no, I apologise.
Yeah, sorry.
That was
but no, guys is
funny story though.
Guys are dogs, girls are cats.
Yeah.
Like, guys will just go, yeah, okay. And they keep doing stuff.
Yeah, I thought that it was a joke then. I couldn't figure out. Girls are cats is a very easy joke, but I mean, they're... Yeah, I'll go with that. Maybe. I think...
I think let's say, like...
I don't know.
90% of the time, let's say the girl picks the film.
Yeah.
Guys will just go along with the film.
You will go along with the film.
I will go along with the film.
I don't think guys
Retriever energy.
You got retriever energy.
But... You'll find something in the film that you do like.
Both have retriever energy.
Do we?
Yeah.
Couple golden retrievers over it.
I respect that.
Yeah, guys will find something in anything. Like, you'll watch a film that you don't want to see, but let's say the girl picks it, and then you'll find something in there you quite like about the film, so you enjoy the film then.
I can't find anything in Lord of the Rings that I'd want to watch it for.
When it ends?
Yeah. Honestly, the length of time, the darkness,
that's a
the
lot
hobbits,
that's a lot of work.
The ring.
I'm not gonna lie, it's so good.
Is it really? Yeah, no.
Whereas I think guys,
I genuinely think it's not a guy thing. I think it's a joke.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can't. Well, I have to be in a certain mood for a certain type of film.
Yeah.
But I also do like. If it's not something I really want, I'll be like, but I really like that actor or that actress.
That's what I mean.
Or I'll be like, it's set in this place.
That's what I mean. There's something in there you'll find.
Something does have to...
Whereas if you pick a film, I think the girl will tell you within 5 minutes if she doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
You'll feel it.
Yeah, you'll feel it.
You'll feel it.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
but
if you feel it...
I do think... I do think it's more of a Joe thing than a guy
Maybe,
thing.
Yeah.
That's just me.
It's just you. Right, let's write.
Do we need to pepper or corn that?
I've corned it, Joe's corned it.
Because I like the films to do it. I'm going to pepper it heavy.
Alright.
I love my TikToks going nowhere.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't remember what you were talking about, did you?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get deep into conspiracies, but first let me open you up with like an amuse-bouche, okay?
Like that, yeah.
Alright.
Could you just tell me what amuse-bouche is? Because I don't know what you meant.
It's just like a very small starter canapé type thing. It's just like...
Perfect. That's what I look up. No, there's no canapés.
Would you consider an open door on or off?
Wait, what?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'll tell you this, Joe's going to unpack that so badly that the episode might end. I think I know what the right answer is, but I'd say if a door's open, it's off.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that is the right.
I think I'm more inclined when it's closed, it's on because it's doing its job thingy.
Yeah, imagine like a lock on, lock off. But, door shut is on. Door open, it's off, it's loose.
Yeah, but also it could be a door on is open when you're getting it through.
I see the door open as on.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a green light. You're on.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you can go through it.
Like, on there.
Yeah,
We're on there.
And once you shut the door, that's it. It's off. Like, day's done.
Sure. That's really messed with me.
I didn't understand the question originally. I was like, what? That's a load of words I didn't expect put together.
I tried to answer it so descriptively that you start to figure
it
out.
clicked, yeah.
That's what you need. Do that wrestling. Someone goes, can I give you he knows what insecurity is, but I'm just going to use that word because it's a fun. Can I hit you with an insecurity? Joe goes, yeah, no worries. And I go, so when you hit the insecurity, when you step up and hit him in the back of the head with your foot, and, I can see it, I can hear Joe go,
that's on.
But he knows what insecurity is, but that was just it's other words.
Yeah.
Other name, I just couldn't think of any.
That's fine.
A vertebraker.
Right. You're just burying your brother right now.
No,
I admit to it.
He has to learn.
Luckily, we're in a team though, because if we were singles, I'd really struggle.
Exactly.
I wouldn't know what's coming. Not all the time.
Let's open it. Let's open the door, shall we?
Yeah. And turn it off.
And turn it off. On.
I can't remember.
Who's starting with the conspiracy?
The conspiracy. Are you starting on me or Joe?
Which one?
I tell you what, I'm going to preface it.
Okay.
Because I like.
I like we preface it the whole way and we never even get to one.
Yeah, I like conspiracies. Not necessarily because.
Just so you all know, we're 30 minutes in and we've just hit conspiracy.
I love conspiracies. Like, I don't necessarily like them because I think they're true. I like the fact that it raises some questions. Mm-hmm. You can play devil's advocate, which is my favourite term.
Avocado, mate.
Yeah, and it adds a different spin to like something that they're telling you, you know. But yeah, I don't necessarily think they're true, but I love them. They're fun. I think it gives you option. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that I just like the fact that people are so passionate sometimes about them that they make it like they're so ingrained. It is real.
Yeah, I'd never go that far. Like I like that there's options.
Yeah, we're not going to touch on this one yet, but the one that is obviously the most, I would say the most popular conspiracy theory is flat Earth.
Oh, okay.
But we're not going into it because there's no way that this Earth is flat.
Apparently it's like only 62% of the world believe it's a sphere.
Yeah, it's so weird.
So it's like that's like maybe 40%.
That's wild.
Do you know where they lose me?
Saying that, I've gone to a couple places in America, and when I've been in the air, I've seen the edge.
You know where?
I mean, the guy from U2, he was on the plane.
The flat Earth stuff. I can get on board with some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, blah 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 blah. I don't necessarily like believe it. But when they start talking about the edge just being a massive ice wall,
yeah,
I'm out.
Jokes.
I think that's literally my cutting point. Whereas
and also satellites are out there filming the world, and we can see
entertain you until you start saying there's a massive ice wall.
I think that is definitely the most frustrating one, because people that believe it truly believe that they're onto something, but it's like me saying, has anyone seen this can? It's a Coke can. And then someone go, no, it's a Sprite can. And I'm going, no, we can all see it's a Coke can. But then they truly believe it's a Sprite can.
Or you tell me, when I'm looking at it there, because it looks flat now.
It's 2D.
You're telling me it's just a flat thing.
2D.
But I can prove to you that it's not.
It's 3D.
Because the light is pinging off the corner here.
Yeah.
So I can see that it's not flat, which is also the thing that debunks flat Earth. Because you can see the sun shining off the edge of the Earth. Light moves.
Don't know more about that than I thought he was.
Yeah.
He's done a deep dive there. I think somewhere in the last 6 weeks he started to think it might be flat.
No. That's the one that I can't.
That frustrates me though, because it just feels so like you're being awkward.
Yeah.
I like to give certain ones energy, but that one I don't.
Agreed. And the only way that they debunk it is who told you it's like who gave you those pictures? Who showed you those pictures?
Have you been to the edge? Have you travelled around
it's
the
so
world?
weird. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Which is also the reason why I quite like conspiracy theories, because there's no proof. Like, unless you're there, you don't really know what happened.
I think some of these, there is proof. It's just people are choosing not to see the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, by the way, I love conspiracy theories. I just think that some of them, they like vaguely touch impossible.
Yeah.
But people are like, no, I believe it.
Yeah.
And that's when I start going like, do you actually, or do you just like reading about it, for example?
Yeah.
For example, we're not going to talk about 9/11 because we think that's disrespectful. We talked about this.
That's
Before.
very disrespectful.
We don't want to touch it because people did die. But when people will say something like, "Oh no, it definitely didn't happen," I'm like, and I'm not saying it did or didn't. I'm just saying that one frustrates me as well because it's like either way, people died. So it's like,
well, something happened.
It's sensitive.
Yeah, it's sensitive. So it's like, do you need an opinion on it?
No.
Like, is it your business? But no, there's things like that. But you could almost touch with that. You could touch on the Donald Trump shooting that we talked about.
It's America as a whole, really. Like,
and I think we unpacked the Trump one recently because
he
nicked his ear.
Yeah.
They let his head be shown for like 10 seconds to get the picture.
Yeah.
They stuffed him in. When, I can't remember, was it Reagan who got shot? Didn't die, got shot. They basically broke all his ribs getting him into the car quick enough.
Yeah.
This is so bad, but I can't tell if it all just happened because it's awful security or whether it was just planned.
But remember this, he isn't the president, whereas Reagan probably was. So it's a different sort of thing.
Former president.
We will, former obviously, but definitely not the president's security detail.
Yeah.
I think with that, we obviously have touched on it as well, and we did say that this conspiracy, this could need like 2 or 3 episodes of all the ones that we'd want to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I feel like we can definitely touch America as a whole.
I think America might be a conspiracy.
I think America's one big movie.
Yeah. On the America part, was it you that I showed you the other day where it was like the map that we see and it's everything, and it's the map that aliens see and it's just America.
It does feel like that. It's just ridiculous. I think that the country generally, like, there's so much to unpack because, I mean, to be fair, it is pretty much run by like big pharma, food, political stance, and religion, and all of these things have conspiracies based in all of them.
100%.
And that's the main thing they talk about.
And maybe the deep-rooted one of, shall we start with yours?
Mandela effect.
No,
you're right. We should start a Mandela effect because Nelson Mandela was the president. Yeah, go on.
The Illuminati.
We've done this a lot on the pod. Because what we're trying to say is we're willing. If you're listening, we are willing.
I'll sell a couple souls.
Yeah, to get the podcast off the ground and get some more dogs out of that rescue.
I think it depends how far you go with the Illuminati thing, because there's a lot of belief around the fact that they're like devil worshippers. There's the place where they all go to gather and they sacrifice things.
Yes.
It seems really far-fetched.
That stuff is fun.
Fun to pretend it's like
it's fun as in like if it was a movie. But I think you touched on it when you said obviously like we're willing to join if you help the podcast get up. I think that's what it really is. I think there is a whole group that works above everyone else. No different to like Masons, things like that. Like it's a handshake. It's get me some work. Like networking. Making friends with this guy. Same as wrestling. Who you know. Yeah. Like everything is who you know, how far they can get you.
Yeah, I think you're bang on there because I think it is who you know. It's who you know is almost like a different word for Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because Illuminati is essentially people higher up lifting you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think if you in any field, the way in which you get up in anything is someone else lifting you up.
Yeah.
Hey, the world's one big pyramid.
The
world's one big pyramid.
It's one big pigment. It's one big pig man.
The world is a big man.
One big pyramid.
I agree, and I think the only bit that changes it is the way in which people lift you up, whether it's ethical or not.
Yeah.
And I think Illuminati is supposed to be unethical, hence the devil part. But I think to an extent there is that because I mean the celebrities play into it. Like Jay-Z does the thing, Beyonce does it. I think Cardi B does it.
And then you get the weird little things where it's like the most things I like about the Illuminati, I generally think there is a higher power behind certain things that are pushing agendas, pushing things to certain things. 100%. The bit that I love about the Illuminati is all the funny like celebrity stuff when it's like they blink sideways they malfunction.
The reptilians.
The reptilians are about.
It's so weird.
They're amongst us.
That's how much I like.
Yeah, I like that stuff, but that goes in the same category as like the devil worship. It's fun to talk about, But
it seems very far-fetched.
I feel like we know something by now, if that was a real thing.
The only thing
we know enough about everything at this point.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard because you can go so deep into this. The Illuminati one, the thing I was saying was like celebrities do sometimes play into it.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact if we were in WWE and we were quite known celebrities, we're in films now.
Yeah.
I would 100% do all this in interviews just because I'd like
want to know.
People, I want people to speculate because it's funny. And like Logan Paul went on to Impulsive and was like, I'm not in it, but I don't mind it. And he was like giving it all. It's like, he wouldn't be doing that if he was in it. And I mean, there's no one in the world that we could all probably assume is in it more than Logan Paul.
Yeah.
But I mean, he isn't, because I mean, they talk about rituals. You have to do like embarrassing rituals. Cena we talked about it earlier.
We did,
with the naked part, where you had to run across. And you think of Japan with Logan Paul, which is, in my opinion,
it could be.
Obviously, that whole thing is awful. I also think there's a conspiracy to that because I don't know. I would love to know more about.
I also do,
because it's so far gone now. You couldn't ever turn around and be like, "Oh, it was a stunt, it was a joke."
Yeah.
And again, even if it was, it's a distasteful joke. You should still be cancelled. But it's hard. I don't agree in necessarily cancelling people. But given
what happened to him,
he deserved repercussion.
Yes,
it's hard with that one, similar to the 9/11 one, because if there was someone that did lose their life in amongst what he did.
Yeah, then it's not even worth talking about.
It's not worth talking about. But again, same as when people talk about 9/11, there's sides to things.
Yeah, because people want the truth. I think we've talked about it. This is a joke, kind of. In football, I'm not going to go deep into football, but it's the idea that if your player does a red card and it's a 2-foot tackle, you go, this sucks for your team. But you can accept it was the truth. It was the real thing.
Yeah.
When you feel like you've been slighted, that's when it hurts more because you're like, no, because that's not correct. I don't understand. And why is this not being given? Then you start to go, oh, something's going on here.
Yeah.
And that's how a conspiracy theory starts. So that's what I mean by like, as long as there is truth behind stuff, that's all people want. Like something like 9/11, like the Trump shoot. People just want to know what the actual truth is.
Yeah.
And then you can make your decision based off of the truth.
Yeah.
Because people deserve to know the real stuff behind anything that involves multiple people in it.
Yeah.
Knock on. If it's a private matter, then it's a private matter.
Yeah. I think with those big situations where it affects so many people, like let's say it is the government or something. Like let's say the government is up to something and they're doing it for other purpose.
Yeah.
To do something, to gain something somewhere. You're never going to know that truth.
No.
Because they've got their reasons for doing that thing. Albeit it could be horrific, but they're never going to tell you. Like, it's well and good thinking we need to know the truth about everything.
Like, obviously, COVID was like the conspiracy with that was that it was the government trying to control us to put 5G chips in us, or see how much that we would surrender to being told what to do.
Yeah, it's mad, but so many people died, and it was like it's one of those that for me, there's certain conspiracies that I think are fun because they're not harmless, but they're just intriguing. Like that question about the door being open up. It's like a riddle.
Yes.
And I think there's certain ones that are really fun to talk about, like reptilians. Or Mandela effects, which we're going to get into in a bit. And your one, which is going to be the moon landing. Those things I don't think affect anyone because no one like got outwardly.
No.
Again, you could look deeper. Like, for example, moon landing, you could say, oh, but people might become astronauts based off of something that might not be real. It's like, but I mean, that's based on everything. Like, if I want to be a football player, I mean, it's not based in any reality, even though there is football players. We don't know how people really become football players. But something about the Illuminati, kind of before we finish on that one, is for me, as someone who's tried to be in football and tried to be in wrestling and done like entertainment podcasts, things like this.
Yeah.
You do hit a point after, for example, wrestling 13 years, and with football, I got everywhere except a contracted player. I was trials, I was whatever, a youth team. The minute money got involved, it was like a no. And it does start to make you go, is it completely circumstantial? Like when you finish with football, you go, is it circumstantial? It just, I wasn't made for it because I was quite a small kid. It turned out that way.
Yeah.
But then it happens twice. Let's, for example, wrestling, you do it 13 years and you're like, God, people get a lot of chances that aren't necessarily as good as you.
Yeah.
You start to go, what am I missing? And then the same with like this. And you go, do you know, people start podcasts and they go, man, and our podcast is like, it's a slow burn. I don't necessarily want to be a quick burn because I don't think you earn it and you don't enjoy it. It's like if there's no wrong, there's no right, that kind of thing. But you do start to question it a little bit. You go, there's something going on. But I think, like I said earlier, the thing going on is there's people lifting you up.
Yeah.
And some do it unethically, but some do it ethically. And I'm willing to go along for the ethical right.
Yeah.
But you do start to question it because you try a couple of things. So you go, does feel like there's a force field there that's stopping. And is the Illuminati not a thing? Or is it actually just a word for the fact that you jump?
It is just, the jump.
Because who was it? It was a country singer on radio when we were going down to Brighton. She was like, I went from getting 100 streams a day to 10,000 streams a day.
Yeah.
Overnight because of a TikTok.
This was Dasher, wasn't it?
Yeah. Dasher, yeah. And I was like, that's mad. She goes, I can't understand my life anymore. It's so different literally a day later.
That's in Fortnite now, that dance.
Is it? Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, she went from being this mum and pop shop, small outfit to, I'm in Fortnite.
Yeah.
And that happened so quick. And I think, really, like I was saying, I do believe it's the lifting and the ethical and in every form of world, there's going to be unethical and ethical, basically.
Yeah.
You have to make the right moves in the right places at the right time with the right people. Like Taylor Swift's a good one. Like, small-time country singer at one point performing on bandstands. Look at her now. Like, that's not talent that does that. You have to be talented.
It's timing, talent, it's everything.
There's plenty of talented
and
people.
And the culture. It's all things that fell into place, like the whole Kim Kanye stuff with her. Obviously, then how it came out and pushed her.
It's a knock-on effect.
It's got
knock-on effect.
But she jumped from the bandstand to Love Story. That was the actual jump. Love Story is the first big song she had.
Yeah.
But that first jump is the actual jump. The rest of it is like it's space. It's like you're as good as X amount.
But I think she because obviously when Love Story came out, what was it, 2006, 2008 or something like that.
Sorry, you always jump 2 years.
I know. It's weird.
You would go 6 or 7. You would go 6 or 9.
I think she was getting
steam.
I still think it was getting steam because, like I said, in 2010, she was playing the opening game NFL weekend.
Oh yeah.
Not even Super Bowl.
Oh no, I'm not saying she just appeared out of nowhere. I just mean we all take that jump. Like we felt it. I know you don't like us talking about it, but we felt it from wrestling all that time. And then you do like a Cardiff, and again we weren't wrestling. No, but I know you hate it. But I mean, we weren't on Cardiff wrestling, but being there was it's like, oh, did we shake the right person's hand? What happened here? But in reality, there is a story to how we got that.
Yeah.
And that is the ethical lift that we got from someone.
Mm.
And that is actually, that's what I'm kind of saying. Is that I think when you think of Pop Idol, X Factor, things like that, that was the origination of basically the Illuminati, the higher-ups looking and going, there's a talent pool, grab that one, let's make him a star.
Yeah.
I think now with things like TikTok and the algorithms, the reason why people do take off overnight is because the software's better.
Mm.
There is there's billions of talented people out there. And they put it out and it gets the right thing. And they go, oh, that one, the Illuminati was sat there and one just skyrockets in and go, what's that? Grab it, cool, lift it above that line. And I kind of imagine when you're doing stuff, wrestling, podcasts, anything, it's like a plane taking off.
Mm.
You're either going 1 miles per hour or you're going 250 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But at some point, the wheels come up.
Yeah.
That's that jump. And I believe Taylor Swift didn't go from 1 to 250. She did the road.
Yeah.
But there was a point where it went from there, and then all of a sudden you're on the VMAs and that song does 1 million sales or something.
Yeah.
But that's not just her. That's every person that's ever made any jump in entertainment. But I like my real thought is the Illuminati is just the word for the jump between making it and then making it.
I definitely see that. I still think there is a back-end organization type thing, maybe not organization, and it could be a secret that does have their sort of, they do have control over leaders, over everything. But some people, I don't think they do, like the stuff from Russia and stuff. Like, I don't understand why the Illuminati would do that kind of thing. But I feel like there are certain agendas and stuff that I think a higher power does.
But that's what I think.
But I don't think it's the satanic ritual stuff, even though I find that kind of stuff interesting and fun. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Was I think sometimes as well, it's the way in which you look at it. Is TikTok really good software that allows people to be noticed, or is it the Illuminati main thing that is now looking for the perfect scenario and symmetrical person that's doing something? Again, it's how you look at it. But either way, it helps in the because I think as Cardi B did Instagram Live, which was like, I'm broke, blah, blah, blah. Illuminati, come get me. And then 2 days later, she was she was on like something, but she had like left her husband, someone in her family passed, and she was doing this on a red carpet or something like that. People were like, oh, she did something that night. And I'm like, or, for example, not going back to what we did, but we got something really cool, but something bad also happened in our lives.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
no.
that's what got it.
Yeah.
Just that's how life works. You have really good things and really bad things happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. For me, I think it's the funniest to unpack because I don't think it's that harmful unless some of these rings behind all of this are real. Like Justin Bieber's come out and talked about it and these kind of things.
But
as far as like, making it in these like embarrassing rituals, if they do exist, just let me know what we have to do. Could we jump to Mandela effects? Because I want to do a quiz. And I think that's fun for listeners. So if you're listening along, let us know if you like this quiz, because I will add a little like something like this when it's appropriate. We're going to do movie quote Mandela effects.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mandela effect number 1.
I'm going to try not to look at the screen.
Yeah. It's a very small rating. You should be.
Okay.
The Empire Strikes Back, 1980.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Darth Vader say to Luke?
I'll let Joe do it.
I know this Mandela effect.
But just say what we all know what it is. Like the one that we would all say.
Luke,
I am your father.
Right. So everyone assumes it's that. The actual one, it's I am your father. So that's like
that one's been ingrained, but for the longest time it was Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, but the thing is, even the director,
rest in peace, James Earl Jones as well.
Yes,
got an award, and he said, "Luke, I am your father" on the stage.
Yeah.
So even these actors, and this is another one in which this happened.
Yeah.
Which is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937. Everyone.
Wow.
When she's talking to the mirror.
Yeah.
What does she say?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Yes. So the actual answer is magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Yes.
So it's like again, it's just, I think what's happening is people are just making it better. It's like Wizard of Oz, 1939. So most people would say, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
The actual one is Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Wow.
So again, it's really just, I think people just shortened it.
Yeah.
Jaws, 1975.
Oh, this one. I saw Jaws.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
The actual line is, you're going to need a bigger boat. I don't think that's that bad.
That's not that bad, though.
I don't think that's a Mandela effect.
That's not a Berenstein Bear type one, though.
No, Berenstein Bear. Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
It is that.
Nope. The line that is used on the TV show is Scotty, beam us up.
Wow.
That one is mad.
I need to go back to the later Star Trek films as well. Because I feel like they might have, like the...
Well, we have a newer one for a film, a Jake Gyllenhaal film that we're going to get to in a minute, and I'm going to set this up for a different video. Field of Dreams, 1989.
Okay.
Well, that's your type of film, then.
I like that film.
If you build it, they will come.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It is, if you build it, he will come.
Really?
That is...
Well, we just remember... Everyone's disagreeing with it.
I think in the film there's one baseball player though he wanted to come the most.
Okay, he will come. It's so much better with they will come.
They will come.
Yeah.
Joe, we have another one I've added to it, which is Coyote Ugly.
Okay.
You know when he takes her out in the morning?
Yeah.
What's the line?
What does every man want at 4 a.m.?
Okay.
Breakfast.
Okay. The real this is for us because we always say, what's every man want at 3
a.m. in the morning?
Okay.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
The actual line is, well, it's 3 a.m. I want what every man wants. Breakfast.
Okay. Jesus.
How different is that?
It's so different. I feel like are we the
I watched it the other day and it was that.
Yeah.
No, it felt like someone had altered the film.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about.
Yeah.
That's happening.
I had one. That's what you're worrying about. You think they're
messing with us.
They're messing with us. The one I had, and I can't even explain it, so I don't know if this is even worth telling, but do you remember Alter Bridge had a song called Rise Today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was someone's alarm. Was it your alarm?
My alarm. And it went off for like your crush one.
Yeah.
I love that song, so I made it my alarm. Every time I heard it as the alarm, I went, that's not how it sounds. Now when I hear it, I can't hear the original song, but I can hear the song in my head. But when I hear it, it's never sounded the same. So it's the same song, but it sounds completely different. It's obviously just messed it with my head because of alarms. They always say if you like a song, never make it your alarm.
Yeah.
Because it will be ruined. Or your friend. They'll ruin your friend's favourite song.
Yeah. You don't like Crush.
That is a good song.
It's a very good song.
I did love that song. The other one, Joe, is Jake Gyllenhaal has a film.
Yeah.
Do you know Halle Berry had that film called The Call?
Yeah. WWE movie, David Ortega. What's his name?
It was close. I think that was right too. Or David Ortega.
Ortega.
Coffee cup. Married to Jennifer Hudson. David Ortega. Otunga.
Otunga.
Jesus.
Who's Ortega?
That's just an MMA fight.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal has one where he's on a call.
Oh, I like that film.
Yeah, what's it called?
We're trying to get Joe to actually think of what the film's called now.
Oh, that might take a while. Hang on.
Because we saw it on Netflix yesterday.
Yeah, have they changed the name?
We believe so.
We tried to find evidence.
And we've searched Google. It was never called anything else. It was always called this, but I have never seen it called this. And it's throwing me off.
The only word name I've got in my head, and I don't think it's right, is The Interceptor.
Okay.
It's called The Guilty.
Dude, does that make any sense to you? I'm convinced.
That seems not right.
No.
And the official picture for it is that.
I swear it's like Stay on the Line or...
Stay on the Line or something like that, isn't it?
That's not the same film.
That is The Guilty. Got a headset up. I think it might be called Listen Carefully, but...
Or it could be.
But it's called The Guilty. The Guilty.
I don't remember that being called The Guilty.
No, The Guilty official trailer with the headset.
No.
It wasn't called The Guilty.
When I watched it, that's not the name of the film.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've searched all over the internet trying to find out, like, someone else is agreeing with us. No one agrees with us. But it's weird that all three of us agree.
Yeah.
So surely there's other people.
There has to be a subreddit that we can make that can get this like to the.
And if you're listening to this as well, let us know on YouTube underneath the Peppercorn Boys.
Honestly.
If you know what it was called, or if we're just being crazy.
Yeah.
But it's never been called The Guilty. I don't even understand why it would be called The Guilty.
No.
In my mind, it had a name like The Interceptor or something. Like
Are you thinking of the Nightcrawler?
No, that's the one where he films
accidents and stuff.
Yeah.
Strange.
For me, that one has thrown me for an absolute Fruit Loop, which is spelt how?
FROOTLOOP.
You're right.
Only because I love them.
But people remember it as normal fruit.
Fruit, yeah.
Fruit Loop.
I only remember it because it was the shape, the O's were the Fruit Loops.
I only know for the loop part of it though.
Yeah, that's it. Like the Fruit Loops are the O's.
Yeah.
That's also because I survived on those in Orlando once.
Yeah, you've looked at a lot of those boxes.
I have, yeah.
The other ones are like Best Eaten Bears, but we don't really know.
That was America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is Febreze. How would you spell Febreze?
FEBREEZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What is it?
There's no two E's.
What?
Febreze.
Oh.
If you look at the bottle.
Is it foreign?
No, if you look at the bowl. Look at any bowl.
So weird.
It's not got two E's. Stuff like that is just... but I don't know if our brain's just going, it's called Febreze. Someone said get some Febreze, so we've all just gone,
and
it's
that's
foot,
how, and then that's
breeze.
how it's spelled.
Yeah, and then you just never look at the bottle because you know what Febreze is.
And I think with the movie quotes, I think sometimes those films are so dated now. I think people on award shows and on TV shows have altered it along the way, and everyone's kind of followed.
Yeah.
And we kind of just believe what they're saying is the actual answer.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the word?
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And the other one was Kel from Kingdom Kel died in 2001.
Yeah, what was that about? Like a limo accident or something.
Yeah, it was on like news and stuff.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, he did though. He's still alive. Yeah, right. We caught you in a Mandela effect there. He's alive, he's in film still. But we all thought he died in like 2001. Which is why the Mandela effect is what it's called, is because everyone believed Nelson Mandela died in the 80s, but he died in 2010.
Yes.
Wow.
But we all remember him dying in prison in 1980 or something.
It is such a fun one, and there is so many. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it goes on. Like if you get on the subreddit of Mandela effect, like how Pikachu looks. Does he have a tail? What's he have his tail?
On the tail? Yeah.
Kit Kat, does it have a dash in it?
How do you spell the Pokemon Onyx? How's it spelled?
ONYX.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's one freaked me.
ONIX.
Yeah, there was a Y in it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
So
yeah, I know. I've seen that. I don't know if they've just changed it.
No, they haven't. Because they went back.
I don't know.
I think it is your brain just thinking. Like,
but why do we all think the same?
Yeah, true.
The other one was the Monopoly Man. Does he have a monocle?
He has a monocle, but he doesn't.
No. I always saw it.
Mickey Mouse's tail.
What about it?
Doesn't have a tail.
What?
Casablanca quote. Play it again, Sam. She actually says, play it once, Sam.
Wow.
I don't know that one. Yeah, the Kit Kat one. There's loads. Things like Mickey Mouse wearing suspenders. He's never worn suspenders.
No, he hasn't. Yeah. So weird.
Yeah, Silence the Lamb. Hello, Clarice. He never says it in the film. He just says good morning. He never says it, Clarice.
He doesn't say Clarice?
No.
I feel like these are like what I said about like talk shows, award shows, comedians. I think they take these things and make a new one that's more on the button.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I think everyone just follows suit and like repeats it.
But you know Uncle Sam that tells you to vote?
Yeah.
What colour's his hat?
Red and white.
Yeah. It's red, white, and blue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's white. It's just white.
Oh, well.
Guys, I don't want to scare you anymore, so I'm going to stop the Mandela effect. But Bruno, let's go with your one.
So, the moon landing. For the longest time, generally for the longest time, I actually didn't think it was real.
Okay.
Well, you do now?
I do. Because
Why is Elon not up there?
Why has it never been since?
So this is the point of if it was real and they've done it, why have they not gone back? And there's fun little stories where it's like NASA, there was a fire at NASA that burnt all the files, or all the files were deleted that were connected to the moon, so they can replicate it. Obviously, we've got way better scientists. Actually, I can't say that because obviously what we have, but I don't know. But we're in a technology.
Well, people go up there on planes now.
Exactly. So, and then another one. So I feel that the real reason that we haven't gone to the moon again is because it costs so much. It cost like 40 billion back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think obviously now with inflation, that's even more. So I don't think that it's the juice ain't worth the squeeze to go back to the moon, because I don't think there's nothing up there to do anything of it.
No.
But for such a long time, I didn't think it was real because of the shoddy, like the whole conspiracy with it looks like it was filmed on like a green screen or something, or Hollywood set at that point. But no, I genuinely do think it was now. I feel like it was just so hard when it was like dated.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I lean more towards it didn't happen, but that's just based off of like the obvious conspiracy, like why haven't it been back, things like that. But I haven't heard the one you just said about the cost. That's new to me, and that kind of makes sense. So that's the problem.
Because it was a race. It was a race. It was the Americans and the Russians, I think, that were racing to be the first on the moon.
Yeah. So they had a reason to go up there. I don't know. I lean towards it's not a real thing, just because of when they did it. Like what, 60s?
Yes, it was 66, wasn't it? 65, 66.
The fact that they can do that then and not now, I don't know. Like I think that's just it seems too far fetched.
When we're sending stuff to Mars, and we can't just put something on the moon to see. Like, we can't have some civilization up on the moon. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, like, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin can't be the only people to go on the moon ever.
Two guys are like stuck there now, aren't they? Like up in space.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Why are they not just fancying just a little trip to the moon? It's like,
just hop over.
I don't fully understand. The problem is we don't know enough about science.
No.
And no one does.
And that I actually spoke to one of my friends about
who's
into astrology, Josh, and he kind of explained it in the way of the monetary stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't think it's real.
Okay.
But I don't know why they would have done it. I know there's conspiracy theories to believe it is like to take your mind off of something. I can't remember what it was.
It was
also, and that's what I think most conspiracy also boils down to, like the whole Disney stuff.
Yeah.
They, I know we're going off kilter here, but Disney were getting there were so many conspiracies that Walt Disney cut off his head and it was frozen, or his body was frozen, that they had to make the movie Frozen. So when you search Disney Frozen, it came up with the film. And
That's brilliant.
It's absolutely
What?
Yeah.
Is that why the new Disney film's called Beheaded?
I don't know why I said the cut his head.
Yeah.
I think it's his. I think he froze his body.
Yeah.
That's
That must be the third Frozen film. Froze the body.
Disney froze the body.
There's a few things like some of them are like I've heard all the typical conspiracies. I don't know enough about space, but like one of them is like the flag is waving in the wind and there's no gravity and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've actually just looked at a picture, Joe. You can see this.
Yeah.
And they've actually said if you actually look carefully at the flag, there is a hole across the top, so it will sit there. Before they went up, they knew that, so they were like. So what they've done is it's a pole with it on, but you thread it inside. Yes. They've just done one along the top, so it just hangs.
Yeah.
And you can actually see it. Clay does have that.
That makes sense.
So that's like instantly one of the major people's is debunked.
Yeah.
But there is things like there's like shadows. Why is there no stars in there? Yeah. But again, like I said, I don't know enough about any of this because I might say that to an astronaut and they're like, well, of course there's no stars in here. And I was like, isn't there like, aren't they looking at the same sky as us? But I don't know how stupid I sound. I don't know enough, so
because they're close. They're in the dark abyss where the stars are just ball of gases, and we're seeing it from the.
You can hear him, but Luke is just spinning on the spot inside a very small room.
Yeah, I think conspiracies in general they kind of boil down to who's got the most information on which side. Because most of the time you can sit up all night watching YouTube videos on conspiracy theories, and by the end of the night you're convinced. Nothing's real.
You can go down hours and hours of YouTube holes.
But I do also believe there is always two sides to stories. Like, because we're only getting the information we're told. Like, even if you look online at, like, the moon landing, they're just showing you the moon landing. Unless you look for conspiracies around the moon landing.
Yeah, it's kind of like what people talk about fake news and all this nonsense.
Well, the news only gives you what they want you to know.
And TikTok's that perfect example of this. Because TikTok's probably the biggest conspiracy theory in the world now.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that if you lean right, you're going to get right content that proves how the right's right and the left is very wrong.
Life is an algorithm.
And if you go one way, it'd be like, and it's so, do you know how easy it is to me to go, do you know what, Arsenal are really unlucky last week? Did you know we actually get 97% of all the red cards of the last 3 seasons? And you're going to go, Jesus. And then you're going to go over to the next person.
Yeah.
Did you know that Arsenal, Chinese whispers, that's where everyone's getting their news content now.
Yeah.
The news even do it. But like most people's content is a Facebook article that says, I don't know, 400 people just got made unemployed in South Africa, and you go tell everyone. And people read it. They don't read inside. It says in 1963 or something.
Yeah.
And but that is they send it to you because they go, oh, they really like watching this stuff.
Yeah.
So do you know what? It's very hard.
Do you know what the bad thing about the internet is? If you think an opinion is real, you can go on and you can find so much stuff to back it up, and that backup could be absolute.
Nonsense. It's just tribalism. It's the same with everything. This is wrong until I do it. And then when I do it, it's like, yeah, but I did it for a reason, but that person didn't do it for a reason. And it just goes back and forth. That's why I always kind of like to imagine with things, a lot of things, you've got to kind of look at, there's no right and wrong. Well, there's clear right and wrong.
100% right.
But in a lot of things, there's a lot of good and bad in every scenario. Yeah. And you have to realise what the good and bad is. As long as you know what good and bad is, you can look at anything.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, the big problem nowadays is people can't have conversations because someone goes, oh, I'm really left, I'm really right. And they go, oh, I hate you then.
Yeah.
It's like, or you can just like them, but they just have different views.
Yeah.
Unless the views come down to like
the
sentiment of it is like real fundamentally wrong.
And we were saying that I don't mind having differing opinions, like people having differing opinions to me. I just don't like it when they want to force their opinion on me. Like I should 100% see stuff their way. Yeah. That's my thing. And then I was going to say something. Oh, bugger.
It's true though, because if you think about it, when you do look at football, there's people that can't stand other people's fans. Like can't even be friends with someone from a different team.
Yeah.
Whereas we were talking about this yesterday, like we're Arsenal for Tottenham. I don't want Tottenham to go away because I love the North London derby.
Yeah.
It's like a villain thing, but it's like I wouldn't dislike a fan of Tottenham.
No.
Like, I would go, oh yeah, I hate Tottenham. If someone walked in here and said I'm a Tottenham fan, I would be like, oh yeah.
Well, this happens at work all the time.
No, it's fine.
We have doctors come in at work and we bring up football because they might be wearing like a Tottenham shirt. and I talk about it with them, and I shake their hand.
Yeah, you don't go, I can't do this adoption.
No,
because
someone else has to do it.
You're not allowed to wear football shirts in office establishments.
Well, this isn't adopted.
It generates violence.
Right.
Like it generates.
Yeah, it's not Joe wearing it.
No, I wouldn't.
The person adopting a dog.
But I'll shake their hand because it's like a sign of respect.
Yeah,
but it's like, we're both in this together. Like, we enjoy it. We both enjoy it from different sides, but we enjoy it.
That's the fun of it. But the thing is, the problem is, it's fun when it's football. When it's real human stuff, death or anything in the real world, like news, it's really divisive.
That's what I was going to say. There's always three sides to any
you love saying
story.
Stuff like
Yeah,
you're going to love delivering this.
Yeah.
Go on.
My side, your side, and the truth. All right? There's three sides.
That's so right.
Do you know what's weird? We remember Matt Hardy saying something different than he said, but that's actually what he said. And that's my Mandela effect.
I love it. Oh my god.
Is there any wrestling Mandela effect?
There probably 100% is wrestling.
There probably is 100%. What one?
That's an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron, isn't
Look
it?
at that.
He's lost.
What's he done?
During that conversation, a mustache hair got caught in the can lid.
Yeah.
So deep though that
the follicle there.
The very small bit that's inside my lip is right there.
You got the follicle.
How painful that was.
Logan came out responding to Kevin Nash. Made my day.
Yeah, what's that? I haven't seen it.
It was. To be honest, I haven't seen what Kevin Nash said. I just saw the Logan response. But WTF? Kevin Nash thought you were dead. LOL.
Oh, that still pops me. When it comes up on my feed now, I still watch it.
The only one that's really coming up is the Mighty Jannetty Shawn Michaels barbershop.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he super kicked him through the window.
No, he threw him.
He super kicked him, then threw him through. Some people remember him super. I think we've watched way.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Like you're the Illuminati of wrestling.
Yeah, well, there is a wrestling conspiracy theory. It's the Montreal Screwjob. And I'll die on this hill that is a work.
Planned. Yeah.
It's a work, Logan Paul. Learn the words.
I haven't seen that Hulk.
Hulk Hogan. I will not watch Hulk Hogan. There's loads more.
100% there's loads more. We will probably touch on the sensitive one around this time later when it's a little bit less. Because it is a good one to get into. But yeah, there's so many, like the Disney one.
Yeah.
That Frozen one I'd never heard. I quite like
Have
that.
you not?
No, it's quite exciting when you heard it. Melissa being Avril Lavigne. Britney Spears is on a green screen right now doing crazy dances with knives. There's a lot of that kind of stuff.
And the biggest one of all, like the Simpsons conspiracy that they predict the future.
Yes.
So
what is that?
Very.
Yeah.
What was the other one I was about to say? I was going to say something. Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Oh yeah, guys! If you've been watching this podcast on YouTube, Bruno's just moved a sobbing wet towel that has been in shot the whole time. You may have never seen it but you've just seen his hand move.
Yeah,
and that was what he was doing. He realised his dirty towel. It was his sweat rag. Has been moved. No, I was going to say, make sure you are watching us on YouTube.
Yeah,
we are the Peppercorn Boys. Get commenting underneath your favourite Mandela effects, maybe your favourite conspiracy theories, within reason, don't be offensive. And obviously go over to iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, give us a 5-star review, let your friends know about it. Give it a listen. Do you know what? If you're listening to this right now on iTunes, Spotify, and that, download every episode again, because it will make our algorithms feel fantastic.
It doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything to download our podcast. And when you go to your relatives' house, your friends, take their phones without them knowing.
Yeah, like Scott did to mine earlier.
I did do that to his earlier. And just download.
I swear Gunners was on auto download.
It was. I just re-downloaded it from my to make it faster.
Did you delete them as in afterwards?
Nope.
Oh.
That was my favourite part of when I was doing it. I giggled a little bit. But if you've done all that, Joe, have you got a dog of the week at all?
I was going to say, please let's not go 2 or 3 weeks in a row without a dog of the week.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there are quite a lot.
I'm going to go for a pair that I spent some time with today. And
Is this the two from a home?
No. They're urging these two to go together. They've been with us for over half a year now.
Really?
Yeah, and they're bonded quite nicely at the rescue. I spent some time with them. One over the female of the two, who I haven't been able to approach until now.
Is it Tia and Tamira?
No. It's in fact Margate and Rikki.
Are they going together?
They want
Have
them
we not
together.
done Margate?
I don't think we've done Margate.
Oh,
we definitely have done Margate and Rikki.
What are they?
Margate is a bocker and Rikki is a cocker.
A bocker and a cocker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Margate is awesome. Black cocker.
Bocker.
Bocker. It looks like Luke, but short leg.
Yeah.
And then
Rikki is a really red cocker lady.
Really lovely cocker, and she's got half a tail.
Yeah, she's got a very foofy bum, I noticed.
She's got a very foofy bum. But that will be underneath if you want to give them a gander.
Yeah.
You would have seen some pictures. We'll find you some pictures. But that is our dog of the week. Rikki and Margate.
Yeah.
Not to mix up Rikki Stinicky.
And it's Rikki R-A-K-K-I.
Right.
R-I-K-K-I.
And Margate is R-I-K-K-I.
All right, Iggy.
Hi, did you what?
Hi, did you what?
Oh, we when I get on Bruno's phone, I like to look for his music and I like to see what he searched.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, he went from Cher to some more sad music. And then, I don't know, he went to Iggy Azalea and then Pony by Genuine. What happened in his life that made him jump now? It's what I want to know. Let us know underneath this YouTube video what you think he's up to. Anyway, I don't want to end this.
Yeah. Do you know what I don't like about the in-person ones as such? Apart from that one that we did at New Year's where we were all around one table, there's always too much stuff between us.
Yeah, so it feels like we're just separate.
There's a lot going on in there.
I've been looking at you the whole time. There's a ring light in my face. I can't see anything.
Yeah. Can't see through my soul. So we do need to figure out a different thing where we can get, because we've promised physicality before, and I feel like we do need to deliver.
Yeah, right now we couldn't. Everything would be ruined.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish it on Bruno, so
I feel like physicality's coming.
Careful.
All alone.
You didn't knock over, did you?
No.
Okay, cool. Say how you feel about me. Come on. It's been a while. If we were at Joe's, you'd be absolutely like...
Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful to my own home.
Yeah.
I'd be disrespectful to other people's home.
Fuck you, Scott.
You, Bruno.
Yeah, there we go.